I have been doing some serious thinking, and I have come to a conclusion. You are the most important person in the world. Now, excuse me, but I am also the most important person in the world. There's a very straightforward reason that I say this. Who is better able to manage your life than you? Who knows more about your instincts, about your direction and your goals? Fellow Toastmasters, distinguished judges, and guests, I think we have a very important idea to explore. We all know we come to Toastmasters to work on our voice. Our voice is a powerful tool, and you manage your voice. You're responsible for that. The tool has got an incredible range of expression. I may speak loud so you can hear me at the back of the room. I may want to speak conspiratorially. Let's plan something secret. I may speak sternly. This assignment is deficient. Might even say that there's a whole new personality inside here you never realized until now. Toastmasters is the place where we discover personality, and we discover how to present it in a way that's accessible, that's convincing, that's persuasive. So the voice is a tool, and it's a tool that you manage, the tool that every one of us manages. And that's why we come to Toastmasters. But I want to turn our attention to a voice that nobody in the world can hear except you. I want to introduce you to something about which you're totally aware: your internal voice. Your internal voice, really the seat of your thinking, the seat of your discovery, your questions, your confusion, your thinking skills. How many people here, I think every hand would go up, how many people have an internal voice? Everybody knows what I'm talking about, right? It's an interesting place where probably we start. Working on our speeches. When I'm working on a speech, usually I'm a writer. I'll go home and start working at my typewriter. That's about all you're going to hear. Nothing to do with a speech. That'll be some days later. I'll bring it to my club and I'll try it out. Maybe it's a hit. Maybe it needs work. Back I go. Try it some more. Because I'm in a dialogue with myself about this speech. I think it'll be great this way. You didn't hear that. And then I'm going to try it out. But that internal voice is where you are thinking, is where you are discovering who you are, is where your personality really exists. Then when you're going to express it, well, then you're out with it. But until then, it's your internal voice. Now, I think we do a great job at Toastmasters learning to use our external voice, but I'd like to really introduce you with 3 exercises to the concept of your internal voice that I think might be worth trying out. The first one that I use to exercise my internal voice, I use it as kind of a memory aid. Usually when I come home in the evening, I've got my car keys, and I'll put my car keys down someplace. Invariably within an hour, Leslie, my wife, have you seen my keys? The tool that I'm using now is that voice. And I'll say, keys on the table. And there's a much better chance that I'm going to know that the keys where they are. It's a very simple process, but it's simply activating that voice on your behalf. That's one, just a simple memory aid. Now, the second area is an enormous topic, and I'm sure you've all heard about it, the concept of affirmations. You may say, I know that I'm going to give a great speech today. I know that I'm going to finish this marathon. I know that I'm going to drive safely home tonight. You are affirming an idea, an intention, where you're going in your life. Affirming, that word has a powerful meaning because it's actually taking an idea and making it almost real. You're firming it up. So an affirmation, I think that's a vast area that we don't really, some of us know about affirmations, but that is really a powerful tool. And again, that internal voice, when you articulate it, it's halfway there to being real. This third idea, this starts to get at the level of crazy. But again, I think it takes a little bit of courage even to look inside there and say, what can this voice inside do for me? What I love to do is I like to invite great men, great women, great friends I've known to come in for what I call conversations. And sometimes it's even just me. Chuck, what are you going to do at Toastmasters today? Well, I'm going to give a great speech, but you know what? That reminds me, I better be sure to have my talisman with me, my little badge, whatever it is. But that's, that'll help. But maybe I'm working on speech about national issues. I think I'm going to invite Benjamin Franklin in here to have a talk. Ben, what was it like when you were in London? Everybody was surrounding you. You were representing the United States. It was almost a time of war. Ben, how did you deal with that? Obviously, my conversation with him is all about my words, but there's a whole different feeling when Benjamin Franklin is there. So I'll tell you that. 3 ideas that you can use in your internal voice. I don't know how many of you have maybe thought about this. Memory aid, the concept of affirmation, and discussions. Go ahead, activate your voice, and listen up, Mr. Toastmaster.